everybody, this is Kathy Ondas with Simply Cards by Kathy, and I'm here today to show you how to make a quick, simple card using just stamps, ink, and paper. I'm excited to show you this. The stamps, ink, and paper sometimes is referred to as a SIP card, and just to be able to show you that you can make some really beautiful cards without having a lot of the extras, especially for someone just starting out. So today we're going to use the Beauty of Friendship, and we're going to use all the stamps we're using are right from this stamp set. I'm going to bring in my catalog, and I want to show you, move this out of the way and bring in my catalog, and this is on page 10 and 11 of our annual catalog. It's the Beauty of the Earth suite, and everything you see on these two pages comes with it. But you can get the stamp set, Beauty of Friendship, right here, which is the one I just showed you, or you can get the Beauty of Friendship bundle, which also includes the dies, the beautiful tree dies that cut out these images, and you can see some really beautiful cards that you can make. But what's even adds to it is the designer series paper. It's the Beauty of the Earth, and you can see the beautiful fall colors that you have to even use to with some of these die cuts that you can cut your trees out of and get the look of the fall leaves. So really pretty set, but today we're just going to focus on using the stamp set. And our focus today, even more than the stamp set, is on how to make a quick and simple card using designer series paper and just stamps and ink. So I've done a lot of the prep work for you, and before we get started, I just want to bring up a few reminders. Celebration is still going on, so don't forget, for every $50 you spend, whether you spend it from the annual catalog or our mini catalog, for every $50 you earn one free item. And there are lots of items to choose from, anywhere from designer series paper to some very unique stamps and even dies. The other thing I want to bring up, anybody thinking about joining Stampin' Up, this is a great time to do it. You get to pick for $99, $125 worth of products, and then up until September 30th, you will get to pick one of 12 stamp sets from the new mini catalog. And those stamp sets range up to, I believe it's $60.50. So you can actually get up to $160 in product for $99. So if you're interested in that, I would love to have you join my team, Snowy Owl Stampers. You can message me if you have questions about joining or about the products. Also, if you don't have a catalog, please go up and click on my link, contact me, and I'd be happy to send you a catalog, whether it's annual or mini or both. So let's stop talking and let's start stamping. I did do some of the prep work to kind of save us some time. And the measurements and what you need will be in the post below. Just click on it and you'll have everything right there. So don't worry about having to write things down. I'm going to move our stamp off to the side in just a second. But we're going to use these two larger parts for the leaves and the top of the tree. And then we are going to use this for the trunk. So let's move that off. And I have already cut this. This is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder so that we get a nice sharp fold. Okay, and we're going to set that off to the side for a minute. Now the front of our card, we're going to use 2 pieces of designer series paper. And this designer series paper is the Beauty of the Earth, and these are cut at 4¼ by 5½. And what we're going to do is take our paper cutter and we're going to cut them on an angle. And there's no specific angle. It's just whatever you think is going to look nice on your card. So you want to make sure that you have the two pieces together when you put them down. And you also, once you cut these, you will have enough to make 2 cards. So let's bring our cutter in here, and I'm going to slant this just a little bit more this way, and we're going to cut. Okay. We now have 4 pieces. So enough for 2 cards. So you can use it like this, or flip it so that the leaves are on the top. You can flip it this way. But the other thing is you can use the opposite side if you so desire. You can work with the colors and see what it is you would like to put together. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use this on the bottom and this on the top. So let's set these aside for another card and pull in our silicone mat. And we're going to put the glue on the back so we can put these down. And you want to be able to place these so they're nice and lined up with your base. Okay, there's your bottom. And then we are going to use this side for the top. I like this designer series paper because you can use it to cut the dies and make your leaves. When you put this on, you want to bring these seams really close together, okay, so that they match well. And then make sure that they're adhered well to the top of your card. Okay, and I didn't do such a good job at cutting this for some reason. So I'm going to go back and put this through my cutter and just trim that edge right off. There we go. All right. And we're going to set this off to the side. Now, this is a half a piece of 4¼ by 5½, and it's cut in half. And I'm going to use this to stamp on to be able to put on the front of my card. So what I want to do with this today is I want to stamp, use these 2 parts for the leaves and use this for the trunk. And the colors that we're going to use are Bumblebee, Mary Merlot, and Cinnamon Cider, all of which are in this designer series paper. So that'll pull the colors in really nice. So I'm going to open these up so that we can stamp without getting, and you can see I already have quite a bit of ink on my hands. So a trick for that is that I keep hand sanitizer gel here, and I just use it to clean my hands off so that it doesn't go onto my paper. And we should be good. So I don't know if you can see these 2 stamps. I'm going to hold them up so you can see them. One is a smoother surface, and the other is a little bit more distinctive. So I'm going to use the smoother surface first, and I'm going to use the Bumblebee for that. And we're going to ink this up. Okay, and I'm going to stamp my tree right there. Okay. We're going to take this off, and I'm going to put that's not very straight, is it? Let's flip it over and try that again. Okay, I'm going to stamp the top of the tree in Bumblebee, ink it up, and go right in at the top. And I'm going to take the next stamp. So this is like a two-step stamp also. And I am going to ink this up with the Merry Merlot. And I'm going to stamp off a minute just to see how dark it will be. I think I'm going to ink up and stamp off lightly again. And now ink over the Bumblebee. Good. Okay. Now I want to do my trunk. So I'm going to ink this in cinnamon cider. And I don't want that to be quite as dark. And I'm going to go in and place my trunk right in the center of my tree. There we go. Okay, so there is, I'm going to close these up. There's the start of what we're going to put on the center. And you can see that I picked up the colors that were in the leaves here. So this is going to be the base, and then we're going to work with a small piece of Bumblebee ribbon that I have, and I've already stamped our greeting, thinking of you. So with the tree, I want that to be up with Stampin' Dimensionals, just to give a little bit more depth to the card. All right, we're going to put our tree, and don't put it down with those Stampin' Dimensionals till you know where you want it. I think I'm going to put this right here, just off center a little bit, because I want to be able to see more of the colors of that top paper. Okay, and then I'm going to take my snips, and I'm going to cut this ribbon down because I don't want it quite as long. And I'm going to fold it in half, and let's see how that'll be good. I'm going to take a glue dot. I love these glue dots. And I don't know what anyone else does, but I take one and I actually put it where my fold of my ribbon is going to be on the inside, because that's going to hold my ribbon for me in the same, just how I want it to fold over. I have that. I'm going to press it down. And you can see it holds it, and you can't see it. Let's put a glue dot on the back here to hold it in place. And these work really well. And I'm going to put this right here. Okay. I'm going to take my Thinking of You, and I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on there and build it up a little bit. So I'm just going to snip in to my ends. And let's do the other side. Okay. And let's take some more Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to go in right here. And I'm going to place it down. And here's our card. So quick, easy. I'm going to trim this down a little bit here. There, that looks better. So here's our card. Let me get all this out of the way and we'll bring in the other cards. So, and the thing to remember is you now still have 2 pieces left from what you cut on the diagonal to make another card, however you want to do it. So you'll get 2 cards out of those 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. So, another card I did was with the Christmas Tidings paper, and again cut on the dimensional, but then I just used some scraps of Evening Evergreen and white, and used the whimsical Christmas trees and stamped my greeting, and used some bow ribbon. Here's another one using the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set. And in here, again, cut the paper, but then took a 1/4-inch strip of bumble meat and taped it right along the edge where the papers meet, and then trimmed it off. And this one was using our new pumpkins. So I really like this layout because I think you can really apply it to any stamp set you have. I think it's a great one for whether you're an experienced stamper or a beginner, and especially for beginners because you can do beautiful cards using just stamps, ink, and paper, especially when you're starting out. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be honored to be your demonstrator. Just contact me above, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have or send you a catalog. And I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great evening, and explore your love of stamping and paper crafting, and I hope to see you again real soon.